What is up, everyone? A few of you probably recognize this location. This is my old studio at my parents' house, and as you can see, I've used it as a little bit of a dumping ground. It's kind of scary how much stuff I still have here since moving, especially knowing how full my home is currently. It is a massive burden owning a lot of this stuff. A lot of it is stuff that I don't need. Put it this way, I've lived in my home for 3 years. I've returned to this room probably a maximum of 5 times to retrieve items that I've needed. As for the rest of it, I don't have a clue what's here. I mean, I'm not saying it's all junk. You know, I've got my Scalextrics here and stuff that I'll be playing with the boys when they're a bit older and that, and I've got loads of wonderful things. I've got my drum kits, got my boxed PowerBook G4 15-inch high resolution. You know, none of it is, well, some of it is junk, but loads of it is just stuff that needs to be properly accounted for, I guess. It needs a proper place, and I need to know that I own it and know where it's kept. So the mission is, in this series of videos, is to tackle this and my old bedroom downstairs. That is way better because I've been doing that on and off since I moved out, and a lot of that was taken when I moved out. We'll go down there, maybe not in this episode, maybe in the next episode, but I'm going to try and really make a good start up here today and get some stuff down to my house. Yeah, you know, say what you will, it is terrible that I've left it like this, really terrible, but we're going to sort it, and once it's sorted I'll be much happier. Before we get started, I do have a quick disclaimer. If anybody sees anything in this room or in this video series as a whole that they have donated to the channel, please, 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 please don't be offended that it's not in a prime place in my new home and that it's just been left here for the last 3 years. Please don't be offended by that. It's no reflection of the donation or how I feel about the items that have been donated. No reflection at all. I'm just one guy, and I've got one pair of arms and one brain, and I've got 2 jobs and a family, and you guys know the score. There's only so much space here and time to be able to deal with this sort of thing. So if you see anything that you've given me, please, please, I am sorry, but that's the way it is. And that's one of the reasons why I put a stop to general donations. In the past on the channel, a couple of years ago now, a good few years ago, I just used to say, yeah, anything you got, donate. And it quickly got out of hand. So yeah, donations are something that I'm more careful with now. Just because I know that, yes, I may like to have something, I may enjoy having something, but I potentially won't have the time or the energy to use it to its full potential, so it would be better with a new owner. So, what's happening? Well, the plan is to take everything back that I need to take back, or at least the stuff that I know I want to keep. That's the easiest thing to do. Then the next step, of course, is filtering through and finding stuff that would be good to list on eBay, or stuff that would be good to give away. I will mention items from time to time throughout this video series that I'm looking to either sell or give away, and then hopefully some of you guys, it will be of interest to some of you guys, because obviously a lot of this stuff applies to the interests that you guys have. So hopefully I can sort of share some of this around a little bit. But yes, let's make a start. So progress is pretty good. I'm just chipping away at any corner I can, really. I've got a box here nearly full of mostly gaming stuff, but also some blank tapes. I got some blank cassettes and stuff, and blank VHS tapes. Xbox games, stack of N64 games. These are all to be sold, which is great. I'm kind of seeing the pound signs as I'm going, so that's really inspiring. A couple of Sega Saturn games, Super Nintendo game boxed. Yeah, a few different things in there. Box of consoles. So I've got my Super Nintendo, my Nintendo, a couple of N64s, clear Xbox, a few controllers, laptop case. Going to fill that up with, trying to keep in the same theme of gaming. And then stuff that I'm going to take straight away, which was really easy, is just complete stuff like the Scalextrics, the fractal design case that I never used, the iBook clamshell and the PowerBook. They're all boxed up and ready to go, and they take up quite a lot of space, so that's good. I was thinking to myself, ooh, I didn't mention this box. This is quite an interesting box. Looks really boring on top, but in here are all of my PC games and software from when I was a kid, so going way, way, way back. Can't actually see any of it, it is under there. And also PlayStation games, my brother's PlayStation games and my PlayStation games from back in the 90s. So awesome. Our actual original PlayStation collection. Some of them are not actually, these two top ones aren't, but going down it starts there, so awesome. And then just random CDs and stuff. I mean, a lot of these are like mystery discs that I'll have to just put in and find out what's on them. Got a couple of old skate DVDs, so I was given these sorts of skate DVDs when I used to visit shops and buy my skateboards. Instruction manual for the 088 Jester lighting desk when I was learning that desk about 12 years ago. Crazy. And you know, just stuff from history. So Tom Radio Workshop, I don't know what that would have been all about. Just all stuff that I can save, get it backed up to the server, and then I can ditch the discs then. Check this out. Pokemon trading card game. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome on the PC. I love that. Played so much of that as a kid. And then this one. What was this then? Came with the Daily Express by the looks of it. Pokemon CD-ROM. Something happened with this one. Don't really know what that was all about. But yeah, just a box full of history, really. So, yeah. Ooh, and look. A couple of Game & Watch systems. Yes, two of them. This one, I'm going to have to chat to my brother and sister about this maybe, or chat to my parents. This is one that we've all had since we were kids. Probably before I was born, to be honest. So, yeah, she's a beauty. Well used. And also, I've got this one that I bought years later, the Zelda one. I've also got a Donkey Kong one somewhere. Don't know where that is. But yeah, open this one up. You can see. Looking awesome. Definitely treasures in here. So I'm taking that box back. I think my next step is to take these PC boxes. What I'll do is, this one is my Doom PC build. It's got the majority of the parts that I used for the Doom PC in there. So take that back, take that one back for the spare parts gaming PC that's a little bit dismantled. We'll see if we can get this one kind of back together. Here it is, guys, the 2008 MacBook Pro, looking filthy. Filthy, filthy. Wow. Yeah. Nice. I love these keyboards. I really do love them, but it would take me a while to get used to them again now. Just because of the extra pressure needed and the travel of the keys. I say it'd take me a little while. It'd probably take like 5 minutes to get back in the flow. They're such nice keyboards. Yeah, this MacBook had an expanding battery at one point. It's a third-party battery in it, and it kind of pushed the trackpad up. Still works though. Oh, it did last time I used it. Really mushy trackpad button on this one. Yeah. I didn't use this as my main portable for that much time, really. Couldn't have been more than about 2 years, at a really rough guess. But it did guide me through one of my roughest times of life. Not rough in any kind of dramatic sense, but rough as in this was thrown around a lot. This is my in and out of gigs. This is the laptop I had when I was playing in a band that was gigging regularly, so this was in and out doing music playback and whatnot for those gigs. Also, this was the laptop I had when I was doing a lot of travelling around. So, I was editing video and stuff on the road with this guy. So yeah, it saw a little bit of a tough time, but I'll never get rid of it. Never ever. I just really attached to this particular machine. Here's the current state of the spare parts gaming PC. It's been kind of ripped apart. I've been stealing a lot of stuff from it over the years, it looks like. The fans are no big deal. They just simply clip back on the front. In fact, I've always loved this about this case. Look at that. Bang. And that makes contact as well. The fan is now actually connected. Just contacts with a little pad here. So, where's the other one? Oh, here it is. As you can see, another fan. These are the cool Corsair red LED ones. Because this PC kind of morphed. All the videos are on the channel. It kind of morphed from a spare parts PC into me buying parts and a mixture of parts that were donated. And this has got the Phenom in it. And this is quite dramatic, actually. The processor, the Phenom 2 Black Edition 955 CPU, was the CPU that I bought for my 2011 gaming PC build, the first PC that I built from scratch with brand new components. And I dropped that CPU years later, and I dropped it up here, I think. Yeah, this could even be the cooler for it, is it? Oh wait, what CPU is... Whoa! Whoa, I need to add a repeat then. No, this isn't the same. This is the CPU that was in that board, I think. This could be an Athlon tri-core or quad-core or something. We'll have to look at that. We'll just leave that there for a second. But yeah, I bent all the pins on one side, and Dad bent them back. I crammed it in this socket, and it worked. So, yeah, we've got that. Then we've got a couple of 6950s. Hang on, does it say? Yeah, HD 6950s, AX650 PSU. This is an MSI motherboard. There's a few gigs of RAM in here. 4, 6, 8 gigs. Don't know. Little Intel SSD there. It's quite a nice rig, actually. Quite a nice system. Nice, yeah. But I've kind of, over time, taken stuff out of it. So, oh, that's the fans that are in it. So, yeah, what I'll do is I'll keep all of this stuff together. That is the box with the bits in. Yeah, cool. And that's the Doom PC build. So we've got the side panels for that system there. All of the screws are dotted around here somewhere. Did that drive? Yeah, there was a hard drive in it at one point, and also an optical drive. So we'll see if we can rebuild that as part of this series as well. I'll bring up a little screwdriver and we'll get that going so that we can transport that back in one piece, one working PC, hopefully. Oh, and I do have an I/O shield for this motherboard now. I don't know where it is, but when I come across it, we can put that in as well, but that'll involve taking the board out, so a bit more work. We got Hackintosh parts here in the corner, so obviously they don't have a case box to go into. There's one of the hard drive cages, look, that's good. Yeah, we're getting there. This belongs in with the Doom PC build. Excellent. And this is the Hackintosh cooler. So this goes with all the Hackintosh parts. I will have to find another box for those. Similar size to a case box in order to incorporate all of these boxes. In fact, there are less boxes with this build. I think it could just be these 3. Ah yes, now I remember all of the components in the Hackintosh. PSU cooler, video card, motherboard, SSDs, and the fans. 2 Noctua fans, one on the cooler, one as a case fan. So I'll leave those there for now, figure out what to do with those. But as for the components for these other 2 systems, they can all just sit in there and I can take those back. Should be able to do that today. Also should be able to take the iMac back. And, oh look, the iSub. Can take the iSub back as well. So we've actually managed quite a bit in this very short space of time. More than I was expecting anyway. But this is the easy part. The difficult part is going to be going through all of that junk over there that's just bits of this and bits of that. And there's also stuff all back there as well. So after about 2 hours of kind of stop-starting and kind of reminiscing and being a little bit slow, this is the progress. Doesn't look like much at all, but we've got nearly a full car downstairs of stuff, believe it or not. You actually wouldn't think that looking at this now, but the 230T box is gone, the Doom PC, the iMac is gone, the iSub, and obviously all of that stuff I just showed you guys out there, and a lot of gaming stuff as well, so this area is a little clearer. I've kind of started travelling into there a little bit, which I wasn't expecting to do, but a lot of it at this stage is just moving stuff around to try and get an idea of what I've got where. Obviously a massive thing in the room is the 2 drum kits, so we've basically got a couple of kind of staple things here that are taking up loads of space. We've got the mixing board and its desk. There are a couple of things in the rack here that I'm going to sell. I've got a Yamaha compressor and a Lexicon Alex effects unit, so they'll be finding their way onto eBay at some point. Then all that's left in the rack, gradually, this rack was full once upon a time, but gradually over the years I've just removed things from it to use them elsewhere. I've got a handy PDU, these are always handy, so you know I'll keep that. That's the power supply for the desk in the bottom, and then that's just a blanking plate because it used to get very hot above it, so I didn't put any equipment directly above it. So that's the state of that. The rest of the desk is all completely empty apart from a Behringer patch bay over there. That's actually the nicer patch bay model that they do. That's the balanced one. And then the desk itself, and of course the meter bridge that is incorporated into the physical desk. So this will probably be the very last thing that gets resolved and sorted up here. We'll take those items out of the rack, of course, and clear everything off of the desk, but yeah, as for the desk itself, this will be probably the last. Next huge lump up here is this keyboard, and it's quite a sad story, this thing, really. I bought it for a lot of money, whatever it was, 500 quid, 600 quid. It's a fully weighted 88 key MIDI controller. The action is quite nice. If I could describe it, it's kind of, I didn't get a chance to play it before I bought it. I took a little bit of a gamble, and yeah, it's nice keyboard. It's a bit bangy. That's the best way I can describe the action. It's lovely and lovely for the first 3/4 of the key travel, and then when you get down to the bottom, it sort of bangs. It goes boom, clunk. But yeah, it's nice. I just don't have anywhere to put it because, of course, we've got the piano downstairs. I wouldn't want this in a communal area anyway with the boys because it just wouldn't last. And I don't really have anywhere else at home to put it. So, I don't know. I was kind of hoping maybe by this stage in my life, 3 years after living in my own home, I was kind of hoping that I'd have some kind of substantial shed outside that was usable for music practice or something like that, where I could put a drum kit in it and put the keyboard in it, but that hasn't quite happened yet because, of course, money and time, all the usual life reasons. So yeah, this is just sat here, and I really don't know. I just do not know. So this will be one of the last things I tackle. And then the other area, and God, again, really awkward. The other area is my drum kits. Now, sorry folks, I completely flattened that battery. Yeah, the other area is the drum kits, of course. And it's kind of sad because since moving, I haven't played drums at all, really. I've had a couple of practice sessions in a little recording studio down the road. A couple of small opportunities to play a kit here and there, but nothing that would, you know, keep my skill up to any kind of acceptable level. So for those of you who don't know, this is my main drum kit that I've owned for a good few years now, since maybe 2011, 2012, that kind of time. It's Mapex M series, M Birch, fusion sized drum kit. So I've got 4 toms. That's not the snare drum for the kit. The snare drum for the kit is in that bag, and then I've got a lovely pearl, very deep snare drum in that box there. There's all my cymbals bagged up. I suppose that came straight from the last gig, really. I haven't taken my cymbals out since the last gig, probably, I'd a guess. And then this is my kit my gigging kit. So this is a Mapex again VX series, bit of a lower end kit, matches that snare drum. The finish is a wax aquamarine blue. I always remember that colour. Gorgeous, gorgeous kit. It's a matte finish, well, a waxy matte finish. Really, really stunning looking drum kit. And of course it takes up a shed ton of space, both of them. Don't have the foggiest clue what to do, because obviously I still want to be a drummer, I still want to practice, I still want to play drums. Got nowhere at home to have drum kit, so yeah, again, that's just kind of waiting for the shed really. I should really get on that and try and prioritise. Maybe what I could do, if I'm really smart about this, I could sell a load of the stuff that I have in here and sell all the stuff that I need to sell and do some extra little things to make money to build the shed. Because I do have quite a lot of lighting equipment I want to sell as well, and I need to sell that sooner rather than later, because the more time that passes where I'm not using it, the worse the condition of the equipment is going to become, the longer the gap between between the time that it was last used, plus the years are going by, so the value is decreasing. So I could scrape together quite a bit of cash like that, hopefully, and get enough money to buy to build a shed. But then all sorts of other complications come with that. But at least if I had a somewhat decent shed in the garden, I could put these instruments. I'm definitely going to sell this mixing board. It was glorious, glorious, a lovely thing to buy when I did buy it. And I had several fun sessions using this board, and it was colossally awesome getting it built into the desk and that awesome project with my dad. But yeah, this is just completely unneeded now. As you guys know, I'm down to a 2-channel interface at home. A lot has changed in look at that, these random DS stylus. A lot has changed in what is a relatively short space of time. Look at the size of these faders and look at that. Oh man, and the pots are just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, you know, you'd look at a piece of equipment like this, and to you know, your average person, this would look as if it was worth a lot of money, I guess, but really, really isn't. Analog desks are not worth very much at all these days, unfortunately. I think I'd probably be lucky to scrape about 250 quid for this. So, definitely a shame, but lovely. Someone out there will have some great fun with it. And of course the meter bridge as well. Yeah, someone will have some great fun with it. The multi-core, however, for those of you who don't remember, I did have an 8-channel multi set up for recording in here. It was just easier than running cable to the desk all the time. So that's actually still patched in. It just runs round, and it meant that I could put this anywhere in the room. So when I was recording in here, drums, I could put this all the way over by the drum kit. You know, 8 microphones in, lovely. I'm just going to take this to work because I've got no use for it, and it'll be really handy in work. We've got a 32-channel snake in work, but it'll be handy to have an extra 8 to get to the other side of the stage or whatever without running a load of cable. So that's really good. And oh yeah, this chair that I'm sat on now, I'm going to take it home, I'm going to take it home, and this was actually the original chair that I got before IMNC Throne Mark 1. So technically this is IMNC Throne Mark 1. Yeah, if you're being really sort of nitpicky about it, this will be handy for my workbench, because the chair that I've got for that at the moment is not a swivel chair, it's Jess's chair, and yeah, I can give that back to her. And then loads of rambling aside, because I can cover all of this in future episodes. I've got 3 guitars here, and I'll just basically talk you through them really quick. This, my first ever electric guitar, bought probably, let me do some quick thinking, 17 years ago? 16, 17 years ago. So there it is. And then this was my 18th birthday present, the Epiphone Les Paul. Gorgeous, gorgeous guitar. Love it. And this down here is just a bass that I bought from the car boot sale for 30 quid. And it's just sat there, and I'm not a bass player, but whenever I needed to put a bit of bass on a track or whatever, I'd always plonk it in with this and have a good go. It's just a cheapo guitar. It came with an amp as well. Got a little Blue Rock amplifier for it. The plan with the guitars is probably get rid of the bass maybe. Not 100% sure. But as for these two, these will always be my guitars. I'm probably never in my life going to buy another guitar. Maybe another acoustic in the future, you know, when I'm a lot older. Just play around with. But these two can just go on the wall as they are now in my new place. I can use the same brackets. And yeah, just at home I can pop them on the wall in my office, or one in the office, one in the bedroom, whatever. They just look lovely on the wall. And I'll take that canvas as well, because that's really nice. I'll take that lovely photo. And I'll take that as well. So it'll all go. So all of the stuff that I got from Mum and Dad is back, and it's crazy how much more there is when you actually lay it out and see everything. So I'm actually really pleased with the progress from today. All of this is stuff that I'm either keeping, such as the Scalextrics, my Super Nintendo and my iBook, for instance, and a lot of it is to be sold, such as the Xbox, the Nintendo 64s, because I don't need a million Nintendo 64s. Got some keyboards down there to sell. Yeah, there's more keep than sell, but there's plenty of sell as well. So the plan is now to keep some stuff in my office. I'll keep the notebooks in my office. That's not too squashed, is it? No. Still really good. So I'll keep the PowerBook and the iBook in my office, and everything else is going up into the attic. And I really hope it's not going to look too crammed up there after I put this lot in, because there is a lot more to come. Oh, and there's that, full of VHS tapes. So that's all the stuff out of there, and all the stuff off the landing. Sorry about the mess, everyone. That crate will go back with me, very, very handy. I've kept down the 3 notebooks, and I've brought down the cinema display from the attic for a little project we've got coming up. Or a little video, I should say, not really a project. I can't remember the last time I showed you guys the attic, but let's take a little look. Now, I've tried my hardest in the last half an hour or so to pack things in quite nicely, and I'm still pretty pleased with the result. So let's go over the kind of main areas of the attic. We may as well come up and have a proper look around, just make things a little bit more clear. So, firstly, let's address this guy. This is the old TV stand. I am gutted that it is up here. I wish that I got rid of it at the time of changing the TV stand, but I just couldn't do it. It's glass, it's very breakable, it comes in all sorts of different pieces, it falls apart really easily, so it was so dangerous to have it down there with the kids. It needed to come out of the way, and the attic was the only place. I'm very nervous that this is going to stay up here for a very long time, because I now don't have really the means to photograph it properly, and in order to do that I'd have to get it downstairs. So, oh man, I'm gutted. This was so expensive and such a waste of time. So this, one of those bad decisions in life, but let's move on. Corsair 230T box, iSub is sitting down under there, very neatly, all packed in. Scalextrics, some PC parts that I just brought back from my parents' house. Here's some bits and bobs that I've brought back. This is all pretty much media and other bits and bobs. It's all pretty much media under there, under all the, you know, the record player and stuff. There's some skateboards and all sorts up here. There's the case, subwoofer that I brought back. The most exciting part is over here, actually. You guys can sort of see my retro setup coming together quite nicely. So I've added the Nintendo and Super Nintendo today, and also moved all of the Super Nintendo and Nintendo games into the drawer, along with their relevant controllers and even a zapper. So pretty pleased about that. Yeah, it made me very excited. And this is the Sony C6. What I'm going to do is get this serviced, and then this will be the Betamax VCR for this setup. Now my plan is, folks, this is going to be so ultimate. I don't want to talk about this for too long, because you know, I could easily get distracted. I've got a beer crate there, and I want to take up sort of a wider area for this setup. So what I'm going to do is bring down my bigger colour TV, put the big colour TV on here, and that's going to be for maybe N64 and PlayStation and Betamax. And what I'll probably do then is put this TV on that crate over there, and that can be for Super Nintendo and Nintendo. So when the kids are a little bit older, we can sort of play two at the same time. If we don't want to all play together or something, you know, a couple can play over there and their friends or whatever if they want to. Whatever happens, really. I just want it to be what I really want for this attic. This is the plan, right? Let's take this beam as an example. Imagine there was a wall here. So imagine there was a wall there and the same the other side. Eventually what I want to do is have all of my stuff stored in that little triangle behind here. There's quite a bit of space. So have all of the stuff that I need to store stacked away neatly under there, and nothing in this area. Absolutely nothing. Maybe, you know, I can come out a bit in these corners because there's the crib and things like that I'll want to store up here for quite a while. And of course we've got storage that end and storage this end. But what I want to do is leave this floor completely clear so that when the boys are a bit older, this will be a proper little den, a nice kind of area for us to chill out and play. This is like the rainy day hideout. So we can play Scalextrics on the floor, we can have bean bags, make a den, and just, you know, play some old video games and just really chill out. The plan is to staple a load of old film posters and stuff to the ceiling, make it really cool. I'll run some more lights, like some rope lighting or something. It could be really, really cool up here. A nice little kind of hideout for us. So all of this stuff, I know it looks really bad, but imagine this is going to be gone. I've got 3 push chairs up here. There's a big double push chair there. There's a travel system push chair over there, a baby bath. This is Christmas decorations. All of that is like baby stuff. And we've got car seats galore. So there's a car seat there. There's another car seat on top under the bath there. There's a car seat. They're just everywhere. Where are the others, actually? I know for a fact there's like 3 or 4. Look, my BMX is even there. That's my BMX bike. So, yeah, a lot of stuff is quite easy to get rid of from up here to make a nice little area. I almost forgot my little VHS holder thing. That will go underneath a TV because the plan will eventually be to have, yes, the C6 for Betamax, but I've got a load of old VHS tapes, so I want to get something up and running up here. Ideally, I'd like to clean the heads on that Akai VCR, the second one up there, and attempt to get that up and running for playback up here. That'd be pretty sweet. So one TV can sit on a VCR and one TV can sit on the tape holder thingy. So yeah, pretty sick. It's going to be a crazy little retro setup, and hopefully we can make some videos about that further down the line. But of course the kids are nowhere near old enough to come up here and play at the moment because there's a big gaping hole there. So you know, we're talking a few years down the line. So I've got loads of time to sell the stuff that I don't need and work on my storage plan. You know, that's a solid bit of storage there, as you can see. Like, I've got my iMac box and my MDD back there. That's the sort of thing I'm going for. Just store the stuff back there. Look, there's loads of space in that corner that I haven't utilised, because back there there's, oh look, another pushchair and a Moses basket, a rocking Moses basket. So yeah, we've accumulated a lot of stuff, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm feeling okay. So I think, I apologise, I'm all sweaty, folks, really sweaty. I think that sort of concludes the video. That's a good place to wrap it up, I think. I'm feeling positive. I wasn't feeling so positive when I left my parents' house, because it didn't appear that I'd made that much difference. I know it's only the first session. It's actually technically not the first. I have been back a couple of times, but in between, just to do my bedroom and that. But that was ages ago, a couple of years ago now. Now that I've brought stuff back and I've put it up here and I've seen how easily it's all slotted into its little place and everything, I'm feeling a lot more positive about it all. So I think maybe what I could do is the most feasible thing would be to go up next week, because I'm going to try and go up once a week, get another carload here. Then we're going away for a week or so over half term. And then after half term, if I can begin listing on eBay, if I can list like 2-3 items a week on eBay, if I can really push myself to do it, then this stuff will soon disappear. I can get it out the door, get some cash in, and get some space, which is the most important thing. And then I can keep going up to mum and dad's, chip away, and just whittle it down until I'm left with the real rubbish that I can just either give away, or if nobody wants it, I can just recycle it. So, yeah, that's the plan. And this little series, I'm thinking of calling it something like Tech Treasures or something. Yeah, I'll think of something cool to call it. This little series will be running throughout that whole process. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm really pleased that I'm able to document this and hopefully make it interesting for you guys. Yeah, that's it for episode 1. I'll see you hopefully very soon in episode 2 with some more progress. Okay, it's time to call it a day, I think.